So happy to see you, or kind of see you. I am hoping that you are able to keep some of the habits that you're used to having still a part of your life. And one of them I'm hoping is becoming your yoga practice. And if you happen to be joining me this morning, I am grateful. And I will also say that it's not just me that's grateful to have you here, but the other people who happen to be able to participate right now. Your presence also means something to each of them. So I want to just acknowledge that even though there are many distractions when we practice in our own home, when you're at home and life is going on around you, but right now you're trying to take that time to drop into the present and to nurture yourself for the next hour and 15 minutes, to ground yourself through your practice. So I'm going to unmute you for a moment because I just want to know if you have any questions to start. Do you do that, Rebecca? I can. Just let me just. Oh, I see where I do it. Unmute all. Is available. Okay, so you guys are all unmuted. Does anybody have any questions before we begin? Okay. Very good. Wonderful. All right, then. I'm going to mute you all again. Okay. There we go. All right. All right, then. We'll go ahead, and I'm going to drop back and take a seat. So go ahead, take a comfortable seat. You're welcome to close your eyes. Cast your gaze down. You deepen your inhale. And lengthen your exhale. Taking this time to feel the support beneath you, to lengthen your spine up towards the sky. And for the next few moments, I'd like you to notice your breath and to either practice the balanced inhale and exhale. So making the inhale and the exhale even. Or if you practice Ujjayi breathing, you can take that for the next few moments. And I'm going to share with you one of the writings by John O'Donohue. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. I'm going to read that part again. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. And honoring your presence, bring your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. This morning, I'm going to chant the sound of Om. You're welcome to join me. And I'll also be chanting Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings in all realms find peace and happiness. And may my words and actions support this. So to begin, take a deep inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. With your next exhale, you're welcome to bow your head towards your heart. Release your hands and lift your gaze. One moment. Rebecca, could you come over and look at the screen? It's got some stuff up there. All right, so you're going to go ahead and come on to all fours. You're going to come onto all fours. The wrists beneath your shoulders, the fingers lengthening out from the fingers of your bone, the bones of the hands. Inhale deeply, and with your next exhale, press up to cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. So working with the length of your breath, the breath is leading. So as the exhale begins, you begin taking yourself into that shape of the scariest little Halloween cat that you know. I happen to have one in my home at this moment because she's a small 6-month-old rascal. So I get the image of cat pose several times per day. And then inhale, cow. So with your breath leading the way, take your spine through flexion and extension. Not rushing. If we rush, we might miss something that could really use our attention in our body. And it's true, even when I take this small cat and I put her outside and she's never been outside before, that's the kind of movement you're looking for. The movement of awareness, the movement of watching. You're watching from the inside. Even if the video is just one piece, it's the verbal and your attention of dropping in that we're looking for. Not so much what's Lynn doing, it's more what are you doing and what are you noticing? The next time you're going to go into cat, that's the exhale. With your inhale, bring yourself to table. In your table pose, inhale deeply, and this time as you exhale, take your right arm straight out to the side, palm down towards the ground. So when you take the right arm out, you feel the top of the right shin, the left hand, finger pads, knuckles. With your next exhale, take your left leg back. You can tuck the toes under on the ground. See if you can find support that comes all the way up through the center of the body. And then lift the back leg and reach the right arm forward. Staying connected to the place of awareness in you again, where you're noticing, you're finding the tone, you're lifting your organs up to meet the front of your spine. With your next exhale, you can gracefully release the back leg and the right hand. Inhale in the middle. And then with your exhale, take your left arm out to the side. Palm facing toward the ground. Right leg back, toes under. When you take the right leg back and tuck your toes under, can you enliven the back inner thigh? So there's a lot, the back leg is strong and energized. And you might feel that come all the way up into the low belly on the right. With your next exhale from the right inner thigh, pick up the back leg and bring your other arm forward. And then with your exhale, lower the knee, the hand, inhale in the middle, exhale, cat. And take that all the way back to child's pose. You could stack your fists, rest your forehead on the back of the hands. I prioritize, if the knees are okay with it, prioritize reaching the sit bones toward the heels. So the low back is being lengthened. And then we'll inhale, come back up onto all fours. This time, you're going to take one of your blocks or a book that's about the same height as these blocks, 4 inches or so. So if you have this block and it's going to be on the right hand in a moment, but can you, as if first you were going to crawl with the right hand starting, you're going to bring right hand forward, left knee forward. See where that hand is? Now take your block, put it there. So now the right hand's on the block, the left knee is forward. Inhale deeply, exhale, cat, and reaching all the way back with the hips. Inhale, keep the cat shape, come forward. Exhale, kind of to a table. Inhale again. Exhale, cat. Back towards child's pose. The hips going straight back. Try not to take the hips cattywampus off to the left, but straight back so that you're opening up through the left side, the left low back. And stay here right now and notice if, yeah, that's it. And you might even, like, I can see Rebecca, I can't see you, but I think, are the hips back as far as you can get them? Are you, not that you're going to let go of this cat shape, but can you also put your attention into maybe that area where the right SI joint? Can you put your felt sense in there, and can you try to create more space right there with your kinesthetic awareness? And then inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back to just regular all fours. Inhale there, and exhale, walk your hands forward, both of them. And you're going to take a puppy pose. So in puppy pose, the hips are high, the hips aren't curling back. You're strongly reaching into the hands. Elbows are not on the ground. Spine is long. And you might get a sense of a little difference between the right side and the left side. Are you broad across the upper back, just like you would be in downward facing dog? How do you stay broad across the upper back and still take the rib cage toward the pelvis? And then we'll come back to all fours. And let's bring your block. It'll go off to the left. And the way I like to start it is just, if you were going to crawl and your left hand was leading, you would step left hand forward, right knee forward, and then put the block where the left hand is. So now you're in a little cross crawl. Inhale here, and you're going to exhale cat. And start to take the hips back. Those two sides might feel quite different. Keep lengthening through the left side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, a little table, even with the left hand higher than the right. Inhale there. And then exhale, cat. And reach the hips back. You might feel this quite different from the other side. You might feel it in a different location. And then inhale, come forward again. One more time, exhale, back. Cat pose, so lengthen the low back. Sit bones are reaching under you, tail is scooting under, back of the neck is released. And then we'll inhale back. Exhale, all fours without the block. Walk the hands forward again and take a puppy pose. Pressing the finger pads and knuckles firmly down. When you press the finger pads and knuckles down firmly, that helps support the upper back between the shoulder blades being firm and strong. Release the tail. The pubic bone, I mean. Take the pubic bone back. Yes. Yeah. Great. And then come back to all fours. All right. Bring your 2 blocks out, so you'll have both blocks in front of you. And you might take hands on your blocks, tuck the toes, and come into downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward to plank with the hands on blocks. Shoulders are over the wrists. Inhale there, exhale, back up, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Coming kind of through a cat pose as you transition to your plank pose. Exhale again, downward facing dog, hips up and back. This time you're going to take a deep inhale, and in the exhale, step your left foot forward. So you're in your low lunge. When you reach down into the left heel, can you feel, you reach into the left heel and you feel some strength that's coming up back through the hamstrings on the left leg? Can you find a connection that reaches all the way through your pelvis into the right inner thigh and all the way back into the right heel? Let's step back, downward dog. With your next exhale, right foot forward. And the same thing on this side. So how does this connect through the body? How do I connect from my right heel all the way up into the pelvis and across into my back leg? Then let's inhale and step forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bow. One more time, halfway up. You can use the blocks if you like. Exhale, bow forward, completely release the back of the head. And then inhale, rise all the way up. All the way up, arms are coming overhead. And exhale, hands back in front of the heart. Again, inhale, lift both arms. And exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Take a wide stance. If you need blocks, bring them so that when you bow forward, you're going to be able to keep your legs straight. Hands up on your hips. Lifting at the top of the breastbone, inhale deeply, and exhale, bow forward. Hands come down to the ground or blocks. Let's reach the arms forward like downward dog arms. When you reach the arms forward, can you balance the weight between the toes and your heels? And then drop back into your breathing. Can you go back into the balanced inhale and exhale, or your Ujjayi breathing? How wide apart are your feet? You can experiment. If you take your feet a little wider, what do you notice? And remember, we're not pigeon-toed, but the feet are parallel. How does it, you might ask yourself, when I'm trying to figure out how far my feet are, how does this connect up into my pelvis? So I feel there's these two directions happening. And can you find the outer heel? And then we'll walk the hands back. Shift them up onto your hips. Take the shoulders back. Inhale, come up. And exhale, step or hop your feet back to center. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, bend both knees, chair pose. Inhale and chair. Weight is in the heels. Another deep inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to bow forward over your bent knees. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands back in front of the heart. Clasp your fingers and then reach the arms away from you. Palms facing away from you. Thumbs and pinkies away from each other. And inhale, lift both arms. Lengthen all the way through your sides. Up through the arms. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release the hands. Release the arms. Now step your feet wide, not as wide as you were in the wide-legged forward fold. Turn the toes out so that you're gonna come into more of a goddess pose. So you're gonna bend both knees, knees toward the toes, hands on the inner thighs. You can let the shoulders shrug to the ears. The most important piece is that the knees are pointed toward the toes, that the knees are not inside. And can the shin be more vertical? Yes. So you're going to take a deep inhale, and with the exhale, you're going to take a little twist. So you're going to press into the right hand, right inner thigh, twisting toward the left, lengthen through the head. Come back to center. Second side. So you're reaching into the left inner knee as you turn to the right. And then you come back to center. We'll inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, just standing for a moment. Inhale, take the arms out. Exhale, take the knees wide toward the toes. Bring your hands together. Inhale, draw them close. Exhale, turn them inside out, reach them away. Inhale, lift both arms. And exhale, rise all the way up. Release the hands, straighten the legs. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, bend both knees. So you're lengthening the inner thigh as the knees bend to go over the ankles. Bring the hands forward. Change your clasp. Inhale, draw the hands in. Exhale, reach them out. Inhale, lift both arms. With your exhale, press down to come up, release the hands. One more time. Inhale, the arms wide. Exhale, knees wide, inner thighs long. Bring the hands forward, clasp. Inhale, draw them close. Exhale, reach them out. Inhale, lift both arms. And exhale, straighten the legs. Relax both arms. Now make your feet parallel. Hands up on the hips. Deep inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Hands are going to come down to the ground, either the ground or your blocks. And let's have the wrists under your shoulders. Wrists under the shoulders so that the side body's long, the spine long. I'm going to take a twist. So let's take your right hand into the space between your two hands, either on a block or on the ground. Legs are straight, knees are straight. Take the left hand up on the hip. Reach all the way down into the ground. Find the ground, reach into the right hand. Exhale, come back to center. Switch hands. Left hand. Right hand on the hip. with your exhale, reach down from the back of the neck, from the back of the left shoulder blade, all the way into the left hand. And then exhale back to center. You can walk your hands closer towards the space between your feet. So a wide-legged forward fold. Bowing forward. And then walk your hands out. Shift them up onto your hips and come all the way back up. Let's step or hop the feet back to center and stand in mountain pose. Let's do one more little warm up, breath warm up. So walk your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. Bend the knees a little bit, and let's just do our little turning, letting the arms swing. And we're going to use the breath. On the exhale, you're going to exhale out the mouth like you're blowing out a candle. And with the exhale, you're also going to be pushing with the hands. So it'll be like this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you let everything come back to center. Straighten the legs. And then we're going to step the feet a little wider. And you're going to set up for triangle pose. So we're going to start on the left side. So you're going to take your left foot straight out to the side, turn the right foot in slightly. Line yourself up heel to heel. You might want a block or two at the left outer shin. Inhale when you're ready, lift your arms. And exhale to triangle. If you want to, you can take the right hand on the hip to start, both legs straight. So on the front leg, you're lengthening all the way out the inner thigh towards the knee. The front knee is straight, the big toe grounded, the weight balanced in the front heel. And then turn your heart, turn the spine. Before you turn your head, turn the spine toward the right. And then you can add a turn. Either the head is at the floor, straight ahead. You might bring your right arm up. Find the back of your body. And then with your next inhale, come up. Release the hands. Let's step the feet together for a moment. So back to that deep breathing right now. When you come back into either noticing how the breath is moving in your body, you might feel your breath reaching into certain areas of your body that you didn't notice before. And then we'll step the feet out again. This time we're gonna go to the right, so you can grab your blocks, rotate the right foot out, left foot in. When you're ready, take the arms out and exhale to triangle. So when we were all together in the same class recently, we were noticing that if we turned the head before we turned the rib cage, the neck often became more strained. So the head can be looking straight ahead, but before you ever attempt to look up, you want to make sure the rib cage is turning. And then if you decide, you can add at the gaze up, straight ahead or down at the foot. Let the left ASIS, this left point is forward. It's not getting pulled back in space. Other way. Yeah. And then with your next inhale, rise. Exhale, make the feet parallel. And then we're going to bow forward. And this time you're going to walk the hands towards the space between your feet. Knees straight. Releasing and letting go of the head. And then walk the hands out. Shift them onto your hips. And come up to standing. Let's step the feet back together. All right. And let's take some sensitization. So you're going to take your blocks to the top of your mat. I'm going to go sideways in case that's helpful. I don't know. You can let me know. So you've got your blocks ready. You're going to bring hands in front of your heart. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right foot back. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, come all the way out. You can either leave the arms wide or reach them up along your ears. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, plank. Hands can either be on blocks if you like, or you could take them wide and just come down to hands on the ground. With your next exhale, lightly touch the knees down. Exhale, chest down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, either downward dog or puppy. If you're going to puppy, you walk the hands forward, bring the knees forward a little. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Deep breathing. A deep inhale, and with your next exhale, you're going to step right foot forward. Hands can come to blocks.
or the ground. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, rise. Inhale, lift the arms. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, deep inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog or puppy. Big exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, upright. Exhale, forward fold. Down you go. Step to plank. Lightly touch the knees down. Bring the chest down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog or puppy pose. With your next inhale, lift the left leg, left inner thigh. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, upright. Inhale the arms out. And exhale, bow. Inhale, step forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, bow. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms overhead. And exhale, hands back in front of your heart. I'm going to take one more with a little variation where we'll bring the back knee down to the ground. So if you know you want to have some padding like a pillow or a blanket or something, you could make that available. And then coming back to standing, hands back in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, Urdhva arms up. Exhale again, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right foot back. This time you're going to bring the back knee down. You're going to be above the knee, not right on the kneecap. On the back foot, you can either tuck the toes under or take the top of the foot down. Which way puts less pressure on your knee? Pick that way. Hands on blocks. Make your blocks taller and draw them back towards you, closer to your back leg. And can you soften at the mid right thigh towards the lower right thigh? Can you still lift up through the top of the breastbone? I'm going to open up, especially if you're spending more time sitting and watching, streaming, things like that. What yoga pose are you doing while you're doing that? Are you practicing some yoga pose while you're streaming the 9th episode of such and such? If so, I hope you're doing something besides sitting in a chair while you're doing that. You're like, well, I could watch this and do my low lunge with the back knee down. Then you're going to exhale, bow forward. Hands to the ground. Tuck the back toes under and step to plank. And then back to downward facing dog. Or puppy pose. You're going to be here for about 5 breaths. Inhale deeply, and with your next exhale, step your right foot forward. You're going to come to your low lunge. Lower the back knee, picking the position on the back foot that allows you to have less weight on the knee itself. If you've got blocks, make them tall. If you don't have blocks, you can have your hands on the top of the thigh. Lengthen the middle of the left thigh towards the lower left thigh. Lower left thigh towards the knee. Hands can either be on the top of the thigh or you pull the blocks back. Either way, you're lifting and fountaining up through the heart. Another deep breath. Then you're going to exhale. Bow forward. Hands can come to the ground. Step back again. Puppy or downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lightly touch the knees down. And your next exhale, child's pose. And then walk your hands back and come to sitting. I want to take a revolved Parsvakonasana, a revolved side ankle. So I can show it to you first if that's easier for you. In a moment, you'll go into a lunge with the left foot forward, right foot back. And then you'll bring, if you have a block or something, you'll bring it closer to the left big toe. Left hand on the hip. So you're going to twist towards the bent knee. Okay? So if you're watching, you can go ahead and take your low lunge. Enliven the right inner thigh. So you have left foot forward, right foot back. Lengthening through the crown of the skull. Then let's come back to center. And we'll step back, a downward dog. Then it'll be right foot forward. Back heel is lifted. You're going to move one of your blocks closer to your right big toe. Keep the back inner thigh toned. You might take the right hand on your hip and start to really reach into the left hand, just like you did when you were doing the twist earlier in class. When we were doing a twist and a wide-legged forward bend, reach down from the base of the neck all the way into the left hand. Where's the base of the skull? Take it back. And then turn back to center. And step back to downward dog again. Hands can either be on blocks, the ground. You might take puppy. And then let's all take child's pose. To notice the breath. To feel what's nourishing. All right. Now let's walk your hands back and come upright. And you're going to, I don't know what your prop setup is, but I'd like to invite you to take a supine headstand. I mean, if you do headstand regularly in your practice, you might be taking a headstand at home. Otherwise, you'll take a blanket that's folded lengthwise on your mat. And if you have another blanket that's about the same thickness, that you can also put end to end to that blanket. Okay, let's see. Let me try it out. So when I lie down, for me, my head with the thickness of these blankets, my head is going to be on the ground. Is this the right direction? Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to take my other block, one of my other blocks. I've got it between my hands. Okay. Watch the water. And we'll move that. If when you're like this, feel your head like that, then you need a tiny bit of height, less than your body's on, to go underneath your head. If the forehead and the chin are about the same height, you're going to take a block between the hands and then press it up to the crown of the skull. I'm not actually wrapping my fingers around the edge of the block. I'm going to use the strength of my arms to press my hands together. I'm going to reach my head into my block and my block into my head. Pressing my palms into the block. So I feel some strength that's needed around as if I were standing on my head. I could actually even take the block in a more vertical setting, if that feels more like it would if I was doing my headstand. But I am firmly pressing the block to the head to the block, to stimulate the pineal gland.
Then I'm going to release the pressure on the top of the head, bend both knees, and roll down to one side. Use the arms, push yourself back up. You can move those blankets. Let's take one of them and sit on it. And let's take, do you have your strap or belt with you? So now you're going to take, bend your left knee, take the sole of the foot to the inside of the right knee. Or if you do lotus pose, you can bring the foot up to lotus. I don't do that often, so I'm not going to do it now. But I'm going to sit my pelvis up a little higher. And the strap, I'm going to take a strap and I'm going to put a loop in the strap, take it around my foot. From my foot, the tail is going to go around to the left. Then you're going to reach your right arm back and around and grab the strap. Left hand on it, we're twisting to the right. So the left kidney is rising and the liver is turning. The liver is turning right. Turn your liver. Did you know you could? Then you're going to come out and take the strap off. Let's switch sides. So right foot to the inner left knee or right foot in lotus. Strap around the foot. Strap goes around the right side of your hip bone. But your left hand reaches behind you all the way around towards your right hip bone to grab the strap. That's helping you start to turn towards your left. Then you're grabbing the strap with the right hand. And you're turning towards the left. So your left hand is at the right outer hip. The left hand is at the right outer hip, way behind you. Left hand way back, way back. Yeah, there you go. Left hand is way back around at the right outer hip. So the right hand is down on the strap. And here you are turning left. So the right kidney is rising. Now your stomach is the stomach and spleen are on the left. So can that be also helping turn? If you let the right kidney rise. And then we're going to come back to center. Take that strap off. Straighten both legs. Hands on the knees. Give a little massage to the legs. All right. You can move your strap out of the way. And come down onto your mat. Either you can cushion your mat with your blanket. Open that up, make it softer. Or maybe it's cushioned enough. You're going to come down on the ground for a figure 4. When you lie down, you might put a little blanket under the head. If the chin is higher than your forehead, make that level. Then take your right outer heel to the top of the left leg. Bring your left knee toward the chest, hands clasped behind there. The right foot is as if it's standing on the ground. So the right heel and the right little toe side of the foot are what are finding the skin and the flesh at the left leg. Relax your lower left shin. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. A little more weight is on so if you're feeling this stretch in the right outer hip, put a little more weight on the left side of your sacrum. And then let's release that side and bring both feet to the ground. Now you're going to take the left outer heel or little toe side of the left foot, not the left ankle, but the little toe side of the foot to the top of the left thigh. Draw the right knee toward your chest. Clasp your hands behind the right thigh. Relax your right lower leg for this stretch at the right outer hip or wherever you feel it. Sometimes people feel it in the inner thigh. It just depends. Wherever you feel it is what's going on for you. Well, this is the time to notice what's happening in your body. To notice wherever you feel the sensation in the body is, there's nothing right or wrong. All right, then you're going to release that. Bring both feet to the ground. And this time you're going to take the right, you go back to side A. You're going to take the right outer heel to the right top of the left leg, arms out wide. And with your next exhale, you're going to tilt the lower body towards the left. So your right foot might find the ground or a block. You might take your left hand to the left inner shin as you're taking your right shin towards vertical. And you might reach the right arm overhead. How does this sensation run through your body right now? Kind of like the water as it runs downstream, going around little rocks or bigger rocks. And how is the current moving? And we'll come back up to center. So you'll bring the right arm back down. Come back to your starting place. Put both feet on the ground and pause for a moment.
this important piece of the pause button. You'll take your left outer heel on top of the right thigh, tilt the lower body to the right. Can your left foot either be on something, a block, a book, the ground, and you might take and just check, oh, can I take my left shin towards vertical? Maybe slide my left arm up comfortably and then drop back into your breathing. Deep breathing. And how does your breathing increase the awareness of what's happening in your body? How does the breathing increase your awareness of what's happening in the present moment? Let's come back to center. Both feet on the ground again. The knees are bent, feet on the ground, arms out wide. And then we're going to take happy baby or dead bug pose. So you can either grab onto the backs of your thighs or your outer shins, or maybe the little toe side of your feet. Check that the back of the neck didn't get shortened, so now the chin is reaching up to the sky. So slide the chin down towards the throat a little. Let's keep the top of the sacrum grounded here. The top of the sacrum touching the floor. And then let's bring the soles of the feet toward each other. So the knees wide apart. You might hold on to the shins or the ankles. Then let's bring both knees to the chest, hands on the knees. We'll inhale, take the knees and arms length away. And exhale, hug the knees, lift the chest and the head. Slowly bring the upper back of the head, the knees, inhale them away. Exhale, hug them in. Only if it's comfortable to make yourself into a little ball. And then slowly unroll that. One more time, exhale the knees in. If you want to keep the back of the head on the ground, please do that. And then we'll bring one foot to the ground, then the other. And you're going to lengthen out for Shavasana, for your resting pose. So make your spot comfortable. Know that Shavasana is nourishing you and calming the nervous system. We'll take Shavasana. After Shavasana, I'll come up to the computer, I'll unmute it, and we'll try again. We tried yesterday. to share. So you're welcome to hang out if you have the time. But most importantly right now is resting down into the ground. To feel the support beneath you and to let yourself release into the earth. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. With the sound of the bell, allow your breath to deepen. And gently begin to awaken your body to movement. Bending one knee at a time. You can make a mindful transition over to one side.
and use the support of your arms to come back up to sitting. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Namaste.